If people were to describe you, they would say you are lazy and messy. But you're certain you are not. There's just something that doesn't let you do whatever you want. You are interested in a million of things. You would want to learn how to play chess, you would like to learn another language, you would pick up a sport. But every time you make dumb plans, you suddenly freeze and never do them. You go to search for another job, but you just can't. And every time you want to finish a task, you either procrastinate or it takes way longer than anyone expected. If this description fits you, you may be a perfectionist, but this trait of yours doesn't treat you right at the moment. Now that we have established what you may be, let's talk about what causes perfectionism. And there are actually two possible causes. When we are young, we put our trust in our caregivers. We believe that they know everything, and everything they do is right, and their only motive is that they want to help us. This is what every child believes. Unfortunately, some were not lucky enough to have parents or caregivers that were adept at raising children, and they were not responding well to their needs. These children, and later adults, tend to believe that they are not adequate enough and they do not deserve love and care. And the only way to get those things is by being perfect, or hopelessly trying. The second reason you might be a perfectionist has to do with your parents being extremely strict. If your parents always had really high standards in order to be content and praise you, you will try to always keep those standards high, in order to get the praise and the love you believe you can't have in another way. Now that we analyzed that these tendencies come from a problematic background, let's talk about when the problem starts as well. No one can be perfect. That is the truth. You can't be perfect even in the thing you are more skilled at. Most people realize that and know how to cope with it. Perfectionists, though, can't realize that, because if they do, it is like they admit that they deserve no love and care, and that gives them extreme anxiety. When trying to do something new, most people can manage to not be perfect or even good enough immediately and start developing their skills step by step. But a perfectionist's fear of judgment and the fear of realization that they are not good enough doesn't let them try anything new, and they often prefer to do nothing at all. Most people may think that they are lazy, but perfectionists know that the case is different. Perfectionism anxiety is when you become extremely afraid of making mistakes. But making mistakes is the way to go forward, to learn new things, to enjoy life. Perfectionists do not enjoy their lives anymore because they freeze in the thought of other people realizing that they are not perfect. So, they either become obsessed with a specific area when they are lucky enough to have found something they are really good at and their insecurities can't be shown, or they tend to do nothing at all because they have not found that, ending up living in a constant cycle of anxiety and inability to move forward. Procrastination is their god, because as soon as they realize that they can't be perfect at completing a certain task, they prefer not to do it in order to be able to say later to others that are just not interested enough. If you are just realizing that, don't worry. There are things you can do to end the vicious cycle. You, my friend, need to be more honest with yourself. Are those your own standards or the standards that your mind has set in order to have the approval of others? Let's say you are a student struggling academically because of perfectionism anxiety. Do you really want to get straight A's, or is this the way you think other people will accept you? See the bigger picture. Will you be more respected at the same time content with yourself if you were more productive? At the moment you function with an all or nothing mentality, but when you see that you can't have it all, you usually settle down for nothing. The way to resolve the problem is understanding that even the most capable of people couldn't be able to have it all in life. And this way you are going to walk down the path to having nothing at all. Instead of that demoralizing you, it should motivate you to try to build something new for yourself once. Every human being deserves love and care, no matter what their achievements are. Your past has subconsciously led you to believe that the only way to be happy is to become perfect. But you simply can't, and you will never make it. What are you going to do? You need to start by setting some realistic goals for the next 3 months or so, by writing them down on a piece of paper. They don't have to be perfect, they just need to be, realistic and capable of making you happy after their completion. Realize that no one demands for you to be perfect and that trying is 80% of the work done. You are not in love of being meticulous. You are deathly afraid to make mistakes. So shift your perspective from your own flaws to what you can do well enough. And I'm certain there are many things out there. Explore, live, laugh, love. I am out.